Have you ever observed someone who is sitting quietly, not a word spoken between you two, but because you know the person so well, you know exactly what is going on in that person's mind? I think that's what Vermeer's paintings feel like to us. In this painting, The Love Letter, Vermeer set it to be a very intimate scene using the curtain drawn up to the upper right corner, and we, as anonymous audience, are looking in, trying to decipher the situation and what is going on in the lady's mind. So, what's the story here? Well, we're basically viewing this private scene of a wealthy woman holding a love letter that seemingly has just been handed to her by her maid, who is standing beside her with a positive demeanor. The lady appears anxious, while the maid's body language gives a positive reassurance that might mean that the letter brings positive news, although one wonders how the maid knows the content of the letter if it's not yet open. In this painting, the objects lying around the room clue us into the context of the letter, the situation, and what is going on in the lady's mind. And we'll go through each of them in this video. Pastoral landscape is a clear symbol of romanticism, and here, in a painting within a painting, a man is wandering away, alone, reflecting a separation between the lady and her lover. They are far away from one another, and nature bears witness to the lovers' wish to be reunited. A ship at sea is an emblem of the lover. In this painting, it may be a motive that the man at sea is searching for a safe harbor in his lady's arms. The nature of the sea depicts the state of the relationship. A calm sea and a clear sky represent happy love. Storm at sea signifies that the relationship is conflicting and tempestuous. What do you think? Is the sea calm or stormy in this painting? If it is stormy, then that indicates there are problems between the two of them. If it is calm, then the anxiety observed in the lady may be unfounded, that the relationship is fine and she has nothing to worry about. What is in that letter? Does the letter bring good news or bad news? Will her love be attainable? It all depends on the content in this letter. And the fact that the maid is smiling may lead us to believe that is good news, but there are different kinds of good news. So the next question we need to ask is, who is she in a relationship with? Is it simply that her lover is away at sea and is coming back to her, or is she in a relationship with a married man? In which case, there's always bitterness within good news. A love letter can imply a promise of marriage or adultery if one were already married. The fact that the woman is carrying a cittern in one hand and a letter in the other hand is how we know that the letter is a love letter. Cittern is a symbol of love, often a carnal love. So is Vermeer giving us a clue that this relationship is nothing but physical? Sewing pillow and laundry basket. These two things represent domestic responsibilities. Sewing and lace making were symbols of domestic virtue in 17th century Netherlands, but in this painting they've been pushed aside and neglected on the floor. The state of the laundry basket is also messy. What the painting is trying to say is women lose their mind when in love, meaning that her mind is filled with anxiety about this relationship that she neglects her domestic responsibilities. A relationship that is safe and attainable wouldn't put any woman in this state of mind. It can also mean that she's abandoning her morals by being in this relationship, another sign that the relationship may be less than dignified. Why are the shoes lying around like that? Is this just a symbol of an unkempt house? Is there any deeper symbolic meaning? Well, shoes and slippers are symbols of female genitals, to say the least. What's more is that in Vermeer's time, old, removed slippers are symbols of loose and immoral women. Sheet music usually symbolizes love, but when it's crumpled up like that, it means there's some problem in this relationship. It alludes us to the state of mind of the woman. The harmony which is necessary for both music making and love seems unattainable here. The lady's mind is far from being calm. The broom has been pushed aside, just like the sewing pillow and the laundry basket that we have already discussed. It's another sign of neglected morals. Another interesting theory for what this broom represents is that there is a Dutch proverb, over the bezem getrouwd, or in English, being married over the broom, which means living together without being married. Is this another clue that the relationship is an unattainable secret love affair? Drawing from all the symbols that we have discussed, this is how I think the story goes. The lady is in some kind of relationship with a man who is now far away from her, either in a literal sense, that is, away at sea, or figurative sense, that is, he's married. She's been anxious to hear from him. A sense of longing for an absent lover is prominent here. Her mind has been very preoccupied about this matter that domestic chores are being neglected. A letter has now arrived, which is handed to her by her maid, supposedly bringing good news, judging by the maid's reassuring smile. It could be that he's coming back from traveling or that they'll finally be together. But again, the question remains, to what extent? So, we've now spent 4 videos deciphering symbols of different kinds of love in Vermeer's paintings, starting from the first video where I talked about romantic love, then went on to seductive love, paid love, and unattainable love in this video. And I must say that trying to interpret hidden meaning in Vermeer's paintings is not always straightforward. This is because Vermeer himself left it open to interpretation. Nevertheless, I think this also makes it all the more satisfying when we eventually discover the meaning behind each symbol, drawing from cultural knowledge of the emblems and our own life experiences.